Good afternoon. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA broadcast studio in beautiful, sunny San Diego. And with us today is George Kalka, who is the Vice President, Business Travel for Fox World Travel. And George flew in from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Welcome, George.
Thank you.
Great to
Glad
see
to be
you.
here. You as well.
A lot's happened since we were together in Orlando, right?
No, we were just saying 9 months. What a difference it makes.
What a difference
It's quite a
9
change.
months can make.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know they talked about it at the opening session here at the convention that by a lot of measures, business travel volumes considered to have recovered, if you will, hopefully close to 2019 levels. But there's a little bit of discrepancy between the numbers of between the small, medium enterprise companies versus the large corporations. What is your perspective on this?
When we're fortunate to work with many mid-market companies, and what we see is travel is just so important to their business. It's a differentiator,
Yes.
being in person,
Yes.
from a sales perspective, the growth of their own business, and oftentimes when they might be competing against a larger organization or competitor, that is their differentiator and their value proposition is to show up. I think that's one of the primary contributors to why the mid-market segment has returned at a faster rate, is those organizations just looking at the investment and the return on travel, where they haven't been able to replicate it like larger organizations have, or have maybe perhaps as many controls around it, and encouraging their people to go out there so they can grow and invest in their business, which is so important in that mid-market segment.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. So speaking of the small to medium enterprise, marketplace, they often compete with the big guys, with the larger Fortune 100 corporations for the same employees. What is your take on, or what advice do you have for the SME space on retention and recruitment for employees?
Well, everyone is out looking for that great talent right now. It's a challenge for many. And I think one of the most underlooked areas that a mid-market company has is their travel policy as a retention tool or a recruitment tool to bring associates into the organization. Because travel is important to them and they need it to invest in their business, they want people who are willing to go out and do that. And I think when you look at a policy, it's not just about cost and control and management in the mid-market space. It's really about balancing that against investing in that travel experience or investing in that associate who you're putting out on the road to grow your business. So simple things like an expedited way through airport security, or maybe an airline lounge pass, upgraded status with the airline. All of those things can be built into your policy for an allowance. You can work with suppliers to negotiate those perks that are important to you and start to balance out instead of just focusing on cost, balance out what can create an entire package or experience so you keep those people and you keep them happy and they want to go out on the road and they want to grow your business. And then when you do need to fill those roles, that a candidate looks at that as an opportunity to come into a company where they feel that they're being taken care of and that they're invested in their own success, which in turn generates more growth for the company.
Do you think the same applies for the big companies, or is it different?
I think the same does apply for the big companies. They can do that as well, but it's more pronounced for a small organization, especially if those mid-market companies are out looking for that talent, and that again, like they differentiate their business, they can differentiate themselves as an employer to those that traveling base of people.
Okay, well that's all good thoughts. Good thoughts. A lot of discussion here at convention around diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI, in business travel. Obviously, that's top of mind. I think that and sustainability are like the two hot topics right this week.
Great.
And you've contributed a lot of great industry thought on this, thought leadership on this topic. What progress are you seeing today, and what's next for DEI in business travel?
I've seen tremendous progress. Remember last year we were talking about accessibility within business travel. So for individuals who might have a neuro or physical disability, and they're supporting them in their journey on the road, I think that has been incorporated into DEI. We have GBTA that now has a committee focused on that. So we're starting to hear more. It's important to organizations. It's important to employees who look to an organization that their employer invests in it. So we're starting to see it expand. More people are talking about it, more people are focused on it. I think there's many more solutions that we can work on as an industry. but awareness is there. And that, a few years ago, that's what we were trying to generate with the group that I worked a part of and the GLP committee, to talk about it in the industry. Now we're starting to see more people talk about it, more action coming in place. And again, as you differentiate yourself, a commitment to DE&I within your organization is going to only help attract and retain employees. And from a travel perspective, the ability to support anyone who has a unique occurrence or need on the road just broadens your appeal as an employer.
It's really gotten to be woven into the fabric, right, of the community and the conversation, right? It seems a lot more conversation.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
It's due time.
Yes.
And it's good that people are talking about it and focused on it, so we can all work towards a solution.
I agree. George, always great to have you here. Any closing remarks that you'd like to share with this audience of 4,000 plus attendees at convention?
Just a great thanks to GBTA for offering this place for us all to be together. Quite a difference from last year, and I know we're all very excited about where the industry is moving, and thanks for having me again.
Thank you, George. Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.